This is Tom Cloud with my bi-weekly precious metals market update. There's not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, it's definitely going our way. Inflation is going to pick up dramatically. I'll be doing more in-depth forecasting in a couple weeks, but want to get things covered. And certainly right now with the election now, with Biden going in and looks like Trump's battle is over, then we've got to look at what's going to happen. And we know for sure there's going to be tremendous amount of money created out of thin air. No question about it, no argument, no nothing. But the thing we as investors are concerned about is we want to be sure that we're in the market. A year ago right now, I told you and made my forecast, and every one of them were way too conservative. Gold, as I talk to you right now, for this year is up 22%. I forecast 15%, and it's up 22%. Silver's up 39%, even though it's dropped off about 40%. It was up 89% at one time. So now we see this thing drop down, and it's very, very hard to understand that gold and silver would not go up through the roof this next year. We see the Bank of America, the largest bank in America, forecasting $3,000 gold next year. We see Warren Buffett, the biggest investor in the world, forecasting and just taking a big stake in Barrick Gold in the last 2 weeks. We see all big money. We see central banks moving to gold at unregulated rates we've never seen before. But once again, silver's up 39%, gold's up 22%, and platinum's up 7%. Platinum's now over $1,000 an ounce, and I think it's going to be a 15 or 20%er next year because all this money created out of thin air is going to do nothing but generate money for the investor. So you need to definitely increase, but what do you get rid of? It's definitely going to be fixed income products. If interest rates are rising, bonds are going down, and you've got to counter risk reward. Certainly to get 22% up in gold and 39% up in silver and 7% up in platinum this year, the three major metals that we were recommending, you've got to take some risk. You can't get those kind of returns. So that's going to continue, and you're going to see volatility continue. And you need to look at stocks through the people you use for stocks. I'm not a stockbroker, but certainly there'll be opportunities there in certain areas. So what I say is keep adding to your portfolio in gold and silver. I think, and I'll talk more about it in 2 weeks, we're going to see gold go up over 15 or maybe even over 20% again in 2021. And I think we're going to see silver do some numbers and go over 30 next year from the 25 where it is right now. So get ready for a great ride in metals that will continue, in my opinion. And we're going to see this get worse and worse as we go along, which makes gold and silver even more important. Why are central banks buying it at record rates? What do they know that you don't know? So certainly we want to see them continuing to do that. I think pretty much I've covered the notes I wanted to cover, but we'll get into a little more detail. But for right now, last year, the last 2 weeks of December were two of the best weeks of the year. We got the $100 drop in gold, still up 22%. We got the $2 drop in silver, still up 39% for the year. And you need to be adding to both of those right now because we know the first quarter of 2021 is expected to be, could be a doozy. I mean, it could be a very big jump in gold and silver as this plays out and we see who's going to be on the new cabinet. I won't say much right now about Yellen, but we'll have plenty to say about her as the Treasury Secretary as we go forward. But one thing you can be assured of, there's going to be spending like you've never seen before in your life coming up the next few years. You're going to see the monetization and budget deficits running at record rates. Certainly Trump, due to COVID, had an incredible budget deficit for 2020 that ended on September 30. As I said before, you've got never had over 1.7 trillion, at 3.1 trillion, but it was to cover this COVID stuff, and that's going to continue. So as the COVID stuff unwinds and unemployment comes down and money goes into all these things, once again, inflation. And be very careful with your fixed bonds, because historically when interest rates go up, those go down, and I certainly believe that will be the case again. So get your portfolio ready for a 2021 because it's going to be a doozy of a year for investments. But be sure you have the percentage you want in precious metals as soon as you can get them. As I continue to talk about the IRAs, we see people coming out. Continues to be our fastest growing part of our business, are self-directed precious metals IRAs, where a lot of people, baby boomers my age, are coming out and doing 2 IRAs. They're rolling their 401ks out of the company they're leaving and doing 2 IRAs, one for precious metals and one for stocks, bonds, and cash. And we can help you with that. Give Dan or I a call at 800-247-2812. That's 800-247-2812. We can't be your custodian, but we can be your broker in these transactions. So give us a call. With this bi-weekly precious metal market update, this is Tom Cloud signing out.